It's a chilly March day today and perfect for Sugo al Contadino, the sauce for the farmers. And we're having guests tonight. And with the Sugo del Contadino, I will be serving both the first course, the primo piatto, because the sauce is going on the pasta, and the second course, because all the meats in that pasta will be served separately as a second course. So Sugo del Contadino, the poor man's dish, if you will. All of the ingredients the farmers would have had on their land. The meats, sausages from their pig, ribs from their pig, and we've got some ribs right here. Puntarelle, they're called in Italian. Bones, of course. Bones will add to the sauce. Beef, because they would have had the chianina oxen, so probably beef from the calves. And, of course, chickens. And into this, we're just going to put 2 chicken wings. And the wonderful thing about this dish, it is delicious and quick and easy to make. Because as a farm woman, I have a lot to do. I can't spend all morning in the kitchen. So I'm going to saute the meats, or simmer the meat, shall we say, in wine, white wine or red wine. I'm going to use our red wine today. And they'll simmer, all the meats will simmer until I understand that it's the time and the perfect point at which to add the tomato sauce. What's going to tell me that? Probably the beef will start to feel tender. By the way, I'm not going to simmer the sausages with the other meats because they'll cook more quickly. So they're going to be added a bit later, but right away, meats and wine. And the odori, which are called the flavors, the carrot, celery, and white onion, they're in any Umbrian rural dish, any Umbrian sugo, with garlic. And they will be added with the tomato sauce when the meats start to get a bit tender. But I'm probably going to be simmering these meats for about an hour. And I'm going to simmer them in a large pan. Sausages are going later. In goes the chicken, the beef, ribs, puntarelle, beef called manzo in Italian, nice chunks of beef, another bit of puntarelle, the bones. You know, and the butchers, whenever you buy your meats here, and I bought all these direct from the butcher who cut all this for me, they'll always give you bones as flavors, and obviously no extra cost. And then look at how much wine. I'm going to cover this with wine. Generous amount of wine. I'm not going to salt it yet. I'm just going to let it simmer. And I have the wood stove lit. So I'm simmering it right on our wood stove. Get other things done in the house while this is simmering away on the wood stove. We'll be back to it later to add the other ingredients. Our meats have been simmering nearly an hour now on the wood stove. And as you can see, there's a nice liquid there because I also added some boiling water to the wine. And I've just fork tested the meat. I've tested the meat, as mentioned. So it's time to add the sausage. They need to cook a bit. And I'm going to let the sausage cook a bit and simmer with the other meat. And after they simmer a few minutes, in goes the tomato, the carrot, the onion, the celery. And then it will all simmer together to create the Sugo del Contadino, the farmer's sauce. And it's now time to add the odori, the flavors. Onion, carrots, they can stay in whole, celery, garlic cloves. I'll be a little bit generous, I think, 3. A little bit extra carrot. My farm neighbors will only add 1 carrot. And nobody in a rural family in Umbria probably eats the carrot. They're picked out. And they might go to the chickens, but they're the flavorers only. And in goes the tomato sauce. I'm going to let this simmer. And it's very likely with this amount of meat that I will later add another bottle of tomato sauce. I'm going to certainly rinse this out and add the water from the rinse into this. So simmering away, raising the heat once again. Now our meats are cooking nicely along with the vegetables. And I want to reduce the sauce a bit. Might have about 20 more minutes. Let's add the sale, the salt. Sale grosso, coarse salt. The usual, how much? QB, quanto basta, as much as it takes. It's going to be 2 for sure. Give it a mix. If it were summertime, I could be adding some fresh basil. I'm not going to add any dry basil now, it's March. And this is going to simmer away. I'm going to start the pasta cooking soon. And when the pasta is ready, I will simply serve the sauce on the pasta, but not the meat. The meat will be set aside, served on a platter as a second course. Buon appetito with the Sugo del Contadino, the sauce of the farmer.